guys, hope you're doing very well. In today's video it's going to be a bit of a roller coaster, it's going to be a ride. So get your snacks, get your drinks, get cozy, get a blanket, get your dog, get your cat, have a little snuggle. So what this video is, I've done a couple of videos like this before. I've called it my tattoo etiquette series, and basically what I talk about is what other people say about tattoos or how other people react to tattoos. It's like a reaction video type thing. A lot of you guys really like these videos, so that makes me happy because I like making them. This video is about a tattoo artist called Romeo Lacoste, single needle tattoos and micro tattoos. This video is to educate people on these matters, and in no way, shape or form am I saying do not get these tattoos, do not get tattooed by Romeo. This is just an educational video because there is not much tattoo education out there at all. It's very hard to come by. There is obviously a handful of YouTubers that do talk about tattoos now and then, but apart from that, like, it's not really talked about. It's not a, you know, like a topic that everybody talks about on their day-to-day basis. If you've ever thought about getting a single needle tattoo, I'll explain what that is in a moment, or a micro tattoo, or to get tattooed by Romeo Lacoste, I don't know. Before you jump in and book your appointment or whatever, or think of your designs, just watch this video with a very open mind. Just have your mind open, don't instantly judge or don't instantly come for me without watching the full video. Because I have quite a lot to say. This video might be very, very long, so make your decisions after the video once you know all the facts. If you don't know who Romeo Lacoste is, he is a tattoo artist based in LA. He specialises in single needle tattoos and micro tattoos. He does do bigger tattoos also, but they are his sort of like most popular tattoos, and apparently he's the line god. So let's backtrack a little bit and let's do a little bit of needle education for you guys so you know what a single needle tattoo is and how tattoo needles work. I'm going to explain this very broadly, if that makes any sense. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I'm going to give you enough information so you guys can figure out what's going on here. So a 1RL or a single needle tattoo is exactly that. It's a tattoo done with a single needle, and you may be thinking, aren't all tattoos? Well, the answer is no. So a tattoo needle by itself, so a single needle or 1RL if you want to be technical, is a very, very tiny needle. They're so small, like unbelievably small. So Romeo Lacoste and other artists that do these very fine single needle tattoos will only use the one needle. But normally a tattoo artist that specialises in, say, traditional or neo-traditional, any tattoos that have big bold line work, they will use anything from like a 9RL to a 14RL. So that basically means there is 9 to 14 needles that make up one needle. They're kind of situated like this. That makes sense. They're all like stacked around like this to make it look like it's one needle, but it's not. There's quite a few needles going on in there. Most tattoo styles, like I was saying, like traditional, neo-traditional, rely on the line work to keep the tattoo together. It's to keep it uniformed, it's to make it look clean and as crisp as possible. There's an exception for a few tattoo styles, so with watercolour, where there is normally no outlines used or some outlines, but mainly in the sort of like the ink splashes or the paint splashes, whatever you want to call watercolour style, there is no outline used for those. And it's the same for some elements within realism, because in real life you do not have big, black, thick outlines around you, do you? Like, I don't have a big black thick outline. So there's a few exceptions, but for most styles there is a lot of black outline used, and it's normally thick because that lasts longer and it just holds the tattoo together. I just want to say it's different for a shader. They are set differently. So instead of a RL, which what I was just talking about, where it's set like, you know, like this, like a little cluster, shaders are more like this. They're stacked on top of each other. That's kind of irrelevant to this video, but I thought I'd just throw that out there. But the focus of this video is all to do with single needle. So you're probably wondering why I've talked about needles and why it's relevant and stuff like that. Single needle tattoos are notoriously known for blurring, for blowing out, for becoming patchy, for not lasting, for not holding over certain periods of time. If you think about it, we're on this planet for, if we're lucky, for 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years, and tattoos have to last at least 60 years. So say you get tattooed at 20, and then you live to like you're 80, that's 60 years. Single needle tattoos can start deteriorating very, very quickly. It could be months, or it could be a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or you know, you might be lucky and it could be 10 years, but they're not known to hold. Single needles are normally used to add details within tattoos. That's normally what they should be used for. But these micro and single needle tattoos have come about in the past 3-4 years, and they're being used for other things. So yeah, when you use a single needle within another tattoo that is, say, bigger, like a big traditional piece or a realism piece, it's okay if it like blurs out after a while because it's part of a bigger tattoo, so you don't really notice it so much. But if you have a single needle tattoo in general, you'll notice, you know, the blurring, maybe the blowout or what have you. Romeo Lacoste also specialises in finger tattoos. Finger tattoos are also notoriously known not to last very long. I myself have quite a few. I don't know how many I have in total, but there's a few on there. I'm going to talk about my oldest one though, because that's the one that I've had the longest, so I've had more experience with it. I got this heart tattoo in 2012. I think it was like June 2012 to be exact. So I'm going to flag up a picture of what it looked like when it was first done, and then if I show you a picture of what it looks now, so it's 2018, so that's 6 years, as you can see it's not as crisp anymore, it's not as thin anymore, it's blurred out. It hasn't lost its shape as such, and it's not patchy. I've had 0 touch-ups on this. I've been very lucky with my finger tattoo, but it's definitely blurred out. It's not so thin anymore, and that's what happens with finger tattoos in general. But yeah, that is the progress of over just 6 years. So it's not been 10 years, it's not been 20, 30, 40 years. I could live up until the age of 60 or 70 or 80, so I've still got a long way to go. I am 28 as of now, as of this moment. Just in case you guys need more proof of that, so you might be thinking, well, that's just you, maybe your tattoo artist was rubbish, or you know, you're different. I took to my Facebook group and I asked if there was anyone willing to volunteer a picture of their single needle tattoos or their finger tattoos with a sort of before and after situation. So a picture of the tattoo when it was first done, and then a picture of it now, current day. And quite a few people volunteered some pictures. I'm going to show you guys some of them. So the top picture was taken in 2016 and the bottom one was current day. As you can see, so I'm looking at my phone, as you can see they have faded considerably. The next 2 photos were a part of an article that was linked in this sort of, you know, post thing that I put on Facebook, and this is an inner finger tattoo, and again these are notoriously known for fading. I used to, back in the day when it was a thing, I used to want the moustache on the inner finger, and I went to a couple of studios and they all said no, like no, we're not doing that. That's gonna be a mess within, you know, 6 months, and I was just like, well, okay. And I'm glad I listened to them, because like with this, like you can see. And the next one also I found on this article, and it's an inner finger tattoo, and again very faded, very patchy. The next one I want to show you guys is some snowflakes done with single needle, and this is the before photo, and then I'm going to show you guys the after photo. I'm not sure the span of this. Oh, they're almost a year old, so this is a year's difference. They haven't healed terribly, but it's definitely one of those cases where you would need a touch-up, which is kind of normal with a tattoo anyway. The next one I want to show you guys is the fresh one is on the, I don't know my left and right. I think the fresh one is on the left, it's the brighter picture, and then the healed one, which is a year and 9 months later. As you can see, it has blown out a little bit, it hasn't got those crisp lines anymore. Doesn't look terrible, without a doubt. It's just one of those things with finger tattoos, they do blur out, they don't keep crisp. They don't have those sharp edges anymore, they do sort of become rounded. The next one I want to show you guys is another finger tattoo. This was done in 2011, and then the next one is current day. Again, you can see it's faded quite a bit. The next one also is dots on the finger. Again, they have faded quite a bit. The next one is a palm tree situation. They were done in March 2017, and the next picture is it, you know, today, current day. And the next one I'm going to show you is one on the side of the foot. The first picture is, you know, fresh, it's just been done, and then the next picture is, I'm not sure what the difference between these photos are, like time-wise. I completely forgot to write that down, but again, it's faded. And I may as well just slide in a celebrity in here, because why not, because this is what, you know, people are all about nowadays, you know, celebrity status and all that jazz. Let's put in a picture of Cara Delevingne's finger tattoo when it was first done. It was a mess to start off with, I don't care. It was just a mess, like it's not a good tattoo. And let's slide in a picture of what it looks like now. It's blurred out, it looks, yeah. So yeah, that was just to show you guys, you know, finger tattoos blur out and single needle tattoos don't last that long. Most, or if not all, tattoo artists will warn you against the complications that finger tattoos and single needle tattoos have. I don't know of many tattoo artists that do single needle tattoos, just solely single needle tattoos, kind of like Romeo Lacoste. Even though he dabbles in bigger tattoos and whatnot, he's kind of specialised in that. I don't know of many at all. I mean, I don't follow any, that's for sure, on Instagram. I follow a lot of tattoo artists, but I don't come across single needle tattoos that often at all, and there's a reason for that. But yeah, a reputable tattoo artist will warn you against finger tattoos and inside finger tattoos also. They will say this isn't going to last, or this isn't going to hold as well as, say, an arm tattoo or a leg tattoo. Yeah, I've been warned every time I have had a finger tattoo by artists. They will say, well, we know you already have finger tattoos, but you know this isn't gonna last very long, or you know what you're getting in for type thing. They do this because they care about you. They also care about the quality of their work. So, you know, they say it to be like, well, this will probably fade, but you know, so you can't bitch and moan at me or slate me all over Instagram or what have you. It's just one of those things. There's absolutely no way of preventing the way a tattoo ages. We'll get more onto that in a moment. So finger tattoos have definitely been a thing for quite a while now. They've been like not a popular thing to do, but they've been around for a while. There's definitely a lot of evidence out there to show finger tattoos fade or don't hold so well compared to a normal tattoo. Again, we're comparing to normal tattoos, say like, I don't know, my pumpkin or my perfume bottle here. As you can see, it's like bold, thick line work. This will hold for most of my life. I won't have to be getting any touch-ups anytime soon. They're a very low maintenance tattoo compared to finger tattoos and single needle tattoos and micro tattoos. So single needle tattoos have become increasingly popular over the past 3 to 4 years. When I first started doing this whole YouTube gig, I don't think I ever saw any, to be honest with you. I've been doing YouTube for nearly 3 years now. Which leads me to Romeo, oh where art thou, Romeo, our faithful line god, our celebrity tattoo artist. Let's get into that. Romeo, the self-proclaimed line god, has been doing single needle tattoos and micro tattoos and finger tattoos for, I would want to say, by looking through his Instagram, I want to say he's been doing it for about 3 to 4 years. He started tattooing in 2010, so that means he's been tattooing for about 8 years, and I'll get more into that in a moment. It's very relevant. He claims that his tattoos will last because of his skill and his technique that no other tattoo artists have. Here's a couple of examples of Romeo shitting all over other tattoo artists. Someone said, you should post updated photos of these kind of tattoos because finger tattoos like this always look like shit in a couple of months. Hand washing and normal hand wear do not encourage longevity for these kinds of tattoos, and I think it's a bit misleading for uneducated people who assume they are going to look good and heal like regular tattoos. Give this man an Oscar. Romeo, oh Romeo, our line god, replied, they do heal like regular tattoos because I'm the best and my tattoos heal perfect. I think it's ignorant and misleading for you to assume that an artist of my status, he's a god after all, can't tattoo properly. I think he means I post healed tattoos all the time, I think it means time, in my IG stories. Don't assume, do your research. I don't suck like most artists. That's why they call me the line god. Who is they? Like, who is they? Who is calling him the line god? Because it's most definitely not other tattoo artists, because Romeo has a really shitty attitude towards his fellow tattoo artists. Let's go on to another one. How come every time I ask for something to have this kind of detail, they all say it just wears off over time and they aren't going to do it? Romeo says, because they suck and can't do it, go to a good artist. So who are these good artists like yourself? Even though you are pretty much the only one that can do it because you are the line god after all. Let's take a look at Romeo's profile real quick. You know when you go onto Instagram and you look at someone's profile, they'll have loads of usernames at the bottom of like the bio area, and it's just people that you follow that follow them, if that makes sense. So if we look at Romeo's profile, you'll see that there is only 6 people that I follow that follow him. I follow a lot of good tattoo artists. I'm very selective about the tattoo artists that I follow. I have a specific criteria. So to say, if I follow you, you need to be good at what you do type thing. If you need proof of this, if you need proof of, you know, what my taste in tattoo artists are, just take a look at a couple of my monthly tattoo favourites video where I talk about good tattoos. You'll see I have quite a high standard of tattoo work. So I do follow the best of the best, so to say. I don't know, that sounds a bit big-headed, but I do have a criteria. There's no point in me filling out my Instagram with people I won't get tattooed by or people I don't like the work of, if that makes any sense. So yeah, you can see that only 6 people that I follow Romeo, and he has a lot of followers. I think it's like 1.2, 1.6, I can't remember. But it's over 1 million followers. So let's look at Nico Hurtado. If you don't know who Nico Hurtado is, he's like one of my favourite tattoo artists. I think he's just super talented. He is also a celebrity tattoo artist, but this guy is so humble. He doesn't run around Instagram and on YouTube saying, hey, I am the realism god. He's so into his work. I've seen him tattoo at the London Tattoo Convention and he's good. He's such a cool guy. So let's look at his profile. So 173 people that I follow Nico. That is a big jump from 6 to 173. Let's go on to Henri. I can never say his name, I'm going to butcher it. Henri. He specialises in blackwork tattoos. He also has a YouTube channel, so he's very prevalent. What's the word I'm looking for? He's out there on social media, let's just say that. He has a YouTube channel like Romeo, he's on Instagram like Romeo. He has 122 people that I follow him. Let's go on to another one of my favourite tattoo artists, Isnard Barbosa. He doesn't have a YouTube channel, but he's very active on Instagram and stuff like that. And as you can see, Isnard has 105 people that I follow him. Now you're probably wondering why all of this is relevant, and the reason why it's relevant and the reason why I've dragged this up is because Romeo is shitting all over other tattoo artists and they have zero respect for him. He's constantly calling other tattoo artists bad because they can't do single needle tattoos, or they don't want to, or they say, you know, single needle tattoos do not hold, or micro tattoos do not hold, and he's like, well, you're bad. That's the only reason you're bad. I can do it, so if you can't do it, you're a bad tattoo artist, which isn't the case. It's just fact that single needle tattoos, micro tattoos and finger tattoos do not hold. But he's running around town saying all these tattoo artists are bad, and these tattoo artists have lost respect for him. It shows in his social media following. He's just shitting on fellow tattoo artists, and it's just not good. Like, you shouldn't treat people that are in the same profession as you really badly. I would love to see this go down in like a tattoo convention or something. Could you imagine that? Oh my god, he'd be like, well, I'm doing a single needle tattoo and you're doing this big bold traditional piece, so you're shit because you're not using single needle and I'm superior. I am the line god, you know? It just wouldn't go down well in a tattoo convention. Like, it would be funny to watch. But oh my god. So back onto how long Romeo has been tattooing. Like I said earlier, he's been tattooing for 8 years. And I also said that he's been doing these small tattoos, single needle tattoos or finger tattoos, for about 3-4 years. He claims that his tattoos here with no blurring, no patchiness, no blowouts. I don't want to state the obvious here, but I'm gonna have to, obviously. If you've been doing this style of tattooing for 3 to 4 years, and someone got tattooed at the age of 20, they're gonna live up to the age of 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, whatever. If that tattoo has only been on someone for, say, 3 or 4 years, how do you know that they're gonna last 80 years? Romeo's only been on this planet 29 years. He's only been tattooing for 8 years. How do you know your work lasts? How do you know your tattoos last 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years? Do you see where I'm going with this? So unless Romeo is not only a line god but a psychic as well, he has absolutely no idea if his tattoos stand the test of time. The only people that can claim their work lasts are those that have been tattooing 20 plus years, or those that do traditional tattoos, those that do neo-traditional tattoos, those that do big bold line work because they are known to last. But if you're out here doing single needle tattoos, micro tattoos, finger tattoos, and you're claiming they're gonna last forever, and you've only been on this planet for 29 years and you've only been tattooing for 8 years, how do you know? Like, how do you know that? In this post, Romeo said to someone, I can't give my secrets away, I just know mine don't, and that is in response to how do you know these are gonna last or something. So Romeo is saying he can't give away his secrets as to how he knows they're gonna last, or he can't give away the secrets to his technique. Like, he claims that he has this special unique technique and he's the only tattoo artist that can do it, so he's not gonna give away his secrets. But I know his secret, and his secrets is that he doesn't have any. There is not one tattoo artist out there that is immune from sun damage. So tattoos do get sun damage, especially on finger tattoos or hand tattoos, just because they're out in the wilderness. Most of the time, unless you wear gloves 24/7, it's just one of those things that come with getting tattooed. My tattoos are sun damaged. Your tattoos are probably sun damaged, but you don't notice it. It's just something that progresses over time. Again, going back to this thing of Romeo only tattooing these types of tattoos for 3 to 4 years, that is not enough time to figure out, you know, how long your tattoos last. You know, sun damage happens over 10, 20 years. So unless Romeo chases his clients around spraying them with sun cream and throwing gloves at them. Hey, Justin Bieber, sun cream, mate, sun cream. I've got a reputation to hold up. I am the line fucking god. Fucking sun cream, gloves, wear them. Ariana, is that Ariana Grande? Gloves, sun cream. Is that Rumor Willis? Rumor Willis, put this on your hand for fuck's sake. Oh my god. Sun cream, you're making the tattoos fade. Come on, babe, get it together. I am the line god. You have to look after your tattoos because otherwise they don't hold. And then my line god status is gone. Gloves, sun cream. Done. I'm a celebrity tattoo artist. Sun cream, please. Sun cream. Everybody. Everyone that walks in my studio. Sun cream. Like, if Romeo really did have this, like, god-like power to stop people from aging, to stop sun damage, shouldn't he be using these godlike powers to cure skin diseases? Skin cancer? Like, if he has so much knowledge, so much power, shouldn't you be using it for something different and not putting tattoos on people? So let's look at one of the tattoos that Romeo has done. I think it's a birthmark. Wait, I've scrolled down to the caption, it's the world map. Fantastic. That's gonna look great in 6 years' time. Okay, what about this one? It's the golden snitch from Harry Potter. This was actually featured in one of his videos that he uploaded recently, but doing another Harry Potter tattoo. And let me just put my glasses on so I can see what's going on here, because all of his tattoos are tiny and I have really bad eyesight. That golden snitch tattoo, it's not looking so hot, is it? It's not looking like the Instagram photos. It's not as black as it was. It's not as sharp as what the Instagram photo was when it's fresh. The whites have turned yellow, which is what happens with white tattoos. And it's looking a bit blurred there too. Where did your godlike powers go, Romeo, for that tattoo? Because it seems to have done what every tattoo does after it's healed. You know, it's aged a little bit, it's settled down. Where happened to your powers? I talked to my homie John Barrett. He is a very, very talented tattoo artist. He has his own style. He mixes up 2 different styles to make one tattoo. Not many tattoo artists can pull this off. Let me tell you, I've seen some fails in this kind of style, but John nails it so, so hard. So I talked to John on Instagram. I wanted a professional opinion, and I asked, like, would Romeo's tattoos last long? What about single needle tattoos? That sort of thing. And his answer, well, long story short, his answer was literally, no! He made me a collage of some of Romeo's tattoos and said, these have blowouts. And I thought to myself, no way, not the line god, absolutely not. There is no way his tattoos have blowouts. He is the line god, his tattoos never blow out, they never blur, like, he is godlike. I took a look, and to my surprise, but not really, there was blowouts in these tattoos. So I looked at them closely and I was like, yep, that's a blowout. If you don't know what a tattoo blowout is, it's basically where ink travels under the skin and it causes a shadow in the skin. I would normally say tattoo blowouts aren't like the biggest, you know, thing. Like it happens. It's one of the risks of getting tattooed. But as Romeo profusely claims that his tattoos do not blow out, I obviously have to point it out, you know, like, here we go. As you can see with this wave tattoo, when we zoom in, there is a blowout underneath the wave. There's that sort of dark medium type shadow. That's a blowout. It's the same here with this rose one, between the sort of rose head and the petal. You can see this sort of dark shadow in between the both. That, my friends, is a blowout. Now you may be wondering what the cost of one of these magical tattoos are. Romeo's minimum charge is $300. You heard me right. $300. Now I always preach about paying a tattoo artist what they're worth. If a tattoo artist wants to charge you, I don't know, £300 for a hand-sized tattoo in a traditional style, I'd be like, yeah, that's cool, it's probably worth it. The artist is probably, you know, putting a lot of effort into designing that tattoo for you. But paying $300 minimum, this is minimum, like he will charge you more than $300 for one of his tattoos. His tattoos are tiny. They probably don't even take that long. They won't last. They blow out. They blur out. Imagine if you're 20 years old, right? So you've seen Romeo on YouTube or you've seen Romeo on Instagram. You love the tattoos he does and you work a restaurant job and you've saved super hard for this tattoo that's, you know, $300 or more. It's probably like $400, $500. You know, it's taking you a long ass time on your minimum wage job to save up for this tattoo. Imagine how disappointing it would be when, you know, 6 months down the line, a year down the line, 5 years down the line, 20 years down the line, the tattoo either has a blowout, it's most definitely blurred out, or it's, you know, faded completely. Imagine like the disappointment. Like that kid, well not kid, they're 20 years old, but that person, you know, saved up so hard to get something that just isn't going to stay how it looks on the first day. And there is so many impressionable young people from the age of like, I don't know, 9 to, I don't know, 20, 21 that see Romeo's work and other artists that do stuff like this and they're just like, oh my god, I need that, that's so cute, it's so minimalistic, you know, not many people are going to see it. Or they'll see Romeo tattooing a celebrity and they're like, oh my god, like he's tattooed Justin Bieber, he is so good, he's so amazing, like if he's tattooed Justin Bieber, he must be the best. Celebrities don't have time to do tattoo research. They barely have time to sleep. What makes you think they're researching tattoo artists? Like they'll probably just go to whoever is easiest and convenient. Like I said, Romeo works in LA and they see, you know, and how many followers he has, so they think, you know, he's good. Like I was saying earlier, there's only 6 people that I follow him on Instagram. I follow a lot of tattoo artists. Do you know what I'm saying? Like just because he has that status doesn't mean he's good, doesn't mean his work is gonna hold, doesn't mean his tattoos are gonna last. I mean, if you need an example, let's look at Ed Sheeran to start off with. His tattoos are awful. But I would imagine that Ed Sheeran's tattoo artist has like the biggest clientele base ever because he's tattooed Ed Sheeran and Ed Sheeran's famous, so he knows what he's doing. But famous people don't have time to look into tattoos, they just don't. So if you're ever looking into getting a tattoo, make sure you do your research. People will also see Romeo's online god status and they'll see what he says about his tattoos and he's like, they last, they won't fade, they won't age, so people will believe that. Romeo will deny anything I've said in this video. He will also deny whatever any other tattoo artist will say about his work because his ego is huge. For example, he replied to someone in this manner: "No, it won't, loser. I saw it last month and it's still there. Haha. Don't speak on things you don't know. Some free advice." Like that's real mature, calling someone a loser at the age of 29. Like he's so set on this ego and this persona that he's willing to call anyone that calls him out a loser or call him names. I've seen a lot worse. Obviously, like, I don't want this video to be too long. I don't want to be dragging up so many screenshots and what have you. I once commented on one of his videos agreeing with someone saying this won't last, and then he started, I don't know, calling me stupid and what do I know, I'm not a tattoo artist and all this kind of stuff. But when there's a lot of people coming out and saying this ain't gonna last, like professionals in this industry say this won't last. There's photographic evidence of finger tattoos, micro tattoos, single needle tattoos not lasting. How much proof do you need? No matter what he does, he's not immune to aging, sun damage, like I was just saying. I know the truth. The thousands of people that watch my video know the truth. And maybe you guys that don't watch my videos regularly, or you've just stumbled across this video, may see the truth now. And like I was just saying, he has an answer for everything, and this one is the funniest. Like, this is just, get ready for this. Someone commented saying, why are there no black people in any of your pictures? Like, are you racist or something? Romeo said, are you racist or something, question mark. Why does it even matter that you have to say that? Actually, there are a lot of black people. I use a blank, I think it means black. I use a black and white filter on my photos, like a lot of tattoo artists do. Please sit down, racist. If you've ever played around with a photo filter app or Instagram, you know, just once, even for 30 seconds, right? You will know a black and white filter will not change somebody's race. You'd need to do some Photoshop voodoo to do something like that, right? So if you scroll through Romeo's Instagram, you'll notice that every body part is white. It's got that white kind of tone. If you put a black and white filter on someone that is black, in the black and white photo, like once you've edited it and put the filter on, their skin still comes out dark. The top one is a black woman. I can't say her name. I'm not even gonna try because I don't want to disrespect anyone. She's a great actress. The bottom one is Lady Gaga, who is obviously white. You can see like the skin tone. This is in no way to say that Romeo is racist, by the way. I'm just saying, who are you trying to fool? Just look at this crap. He is sprouting. Like, his ego is bigger than the Burj Khalifa. Like, he's out here stopping aging, stopping sun damage, stopping the way tattoo works. He's changing races with a photo filter on a photo app. He's making young people spend a shit ton of money for these tiny tattoos. I mean, look at this one for an example. That is a white finger tattoo on the inside. That most definitely has either faded, gone yellow, is patchy, and is blurred without a doubt. Unless the person goes in every 2 weeks to get a touch-up. And that person has more money than sense. Okay, so let's round this up. I think I've blabbed on far too long. Now, the aim of the game isn't to sit here and say, don't get tattooed by Romeo. That is not the case of this video. I'm literally just saying, before you get tattooed by someone like Romeo that does the micro tattoos, the single needle tattoos, the finger tattoos, do your research. Don't just listen to me. There's other sources that say this out there in the internet world. You know, get a second opinion. Talk to other tattoo artists, mainly those that specialise in tattoos that do last 20, 30, 40 years, which again is traditional, neo-traditional. But yeah, if you want to get tattooed by Romeo, if you want these types of tattoos, that's fine. I'm glad you listened to this video. I'm glad that you now know of what can happen with these types of tattoos. So yeah, I'm going to end it here, guys. Please keep everything polite in the comments section. Feel free to discuss and stuff, but as soon as stuff gets very, very negative or very personal, I'm just going to turn off the comment section for this video. I wouldn't normally do it, but honestly, I'm not here for that fuckery. The reason why I do these YouTube videos is to help people and to stop them making the same mistakes as I did when I was younger. If you want to learn more about, you know, my tattoo journey or my tattoo stories, just look at my tattoo videos. I'll leave maybe relevant links down below if you want to see more information on the topics that I have spoke about. And yeah, I hope you guys are all doing very well. Thank you for listening. Also, thank you to my Facebook group that helped with this video in any kind of way. You guys know who you are. I love you so much. You are all awesome. And yeah, I hope you guys are all doing very, very well. And until my next video, bye.